I think you're absolutely right. I think I would definitely distinguish between a true Christian and people whose thoughts and behavior have been shaped by Christianity, but are not necessarily in any kind of saving relationship with Christ.
Yeah.
Yep.
Morality was informed by
Yeah.
the church,
Yep.
but it wasn't necessarily leading to a personal experience.
100%. I completely agree with that. And I and other historians would look at the period of the 1950s and particularly the 1960s, where you had a lot of pews full of people. They were zombie Christians. They were sort of the walking dead. They turned up to church, they opened their prayer books, but in actual fact, there was no genuine Christian spirit in them. And that was a big thing. And that's probably half the reason why church attendance declined so unbelievably rapidly from the 1960s to the 1980s. It really plummeted very, very quickly. And the best way to explain that is probably most of the people in the churches weren't true Christians anyway. And were they Christians? Maybe not. Were they Christianized? Yes. You know, their minds had been shaped by Christianity. Their view of sort of right and wrong and what you should do in life had been shaped by Christianity, but there was no, there was no genuine sort of relationship with Christ there. Now, historically, there have been other periods where there was actually a lot more religiosity. And what history seems to teach is that not so much that things started out as really religious, let's say, 1,000 years ago. I mean, of course, they started earlier than that, and then sort of just steadily went down. That's not what history teaches. History teaches that there are just times in history where you've got revivals and religion becomes more influential, and then it starts to dip and it goes down, and then you have revivals again. And so the 18th and the 19th centuries were ages of incredible revival. Though, I mean, those centuries may have been the most religious centuries in human history. And Christianity was also, and certainly Protestant forms of Christianity were spreading all around the world then. And it really sort of lasts. Exactly how long it lasts till is hard to determine, certainly up to World War I, maybe beyond it, but certainly by the time you get to the 1960s, as you say, still a lot of people in churches, but a lot of ministers are quite aware that the people they're preaching to don't really believe a lot of it. So I completely agree with you. I guess when I would say that society was more Christian, I suppose I would mean that it was far more influenced by Christianity than it would seem to be today. But I totally take your point. It's a very good point. Thank you.